Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. I don't know if you guys in the Jamaica space, the rest of you, because I am in Jamaica, have been watching the entire case with rapper hip hop mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura or Cassandra Ventura, known by music name as Cassie. And she has testified day one. And can I tell you, the testimony is beyond disgusting. Disgusting is an understatement. Disgusting is actually euphemism at this point. Disgusting is a mild version of what I really want to say. It is beyond nasty. It is repugnant. And I'm looking at the situation and I'm wondering who exactly is it that's the victim at this point. Because I get to understand, yes, we saw the video or the CCTV footage of her being assaulted by Diddy. And, you know, it came to light and persons were looking at him sideways because he was being abusive. He was assaulting her and stuff. At a time when she had an intention to leave because they saw her with the bag and stuff like that. Now in court, it is something else where she's giving fine details about the freak-offs that they usually have and all the things that took place in it. Like, I'm saying this, and I have this to say. I rather you come and say that you are a prostitute. You were with this guy, but you were hired to be a prostitute. Because if you say that at the beginning, that you were hired to be a prostitute, people are going to expect anything from a prostitute. People are going to expect you to do anything. You understand me? Nothing will be surprising. Nothing will be frightening. But when you come and say that you were actually an artist and stuff like that, because you did put out a song and stuff, and you were signed to Bad Boy Records, and Diddy was your manager, or he was a label owner, and you were signed to him, you were dating him, and you were together. And it makes it seem you're giving someone the impression that it was a wholesome relationship that was well structured. Even if it's open, wherein other parties were invited, it was still a solid structured relationship. When people see the things that are being said or hear the things that are being said, out in court, nobody's going to believe that was actually a relationship. Because who the hell in their right mind? Who in their right mind is going to consider that a solid and wholesome relationship? Guys, if there are kids in the room, you need to remove them. If you're at work, you don't need to listen to this because I'm going to get as graphic as how she was graphic. There's a point wherein she said that she was choking because there was too much urine in her mouth. The guy that was hired by Diddy, he peed on her, was urinating in her mouth. Diddy was urinating in her mouth, and she choked because there was too much urine in her mouth. Like, at what point do you look within yourself? And you're saying that you were doing things because Diddy wanted. So you basically hand over your life, hand over your health in the hands of someone like Diddy. That's basically what you did. You hand your life and your health over to this individual. Now, I've said this more than once while vlogging. And I said there are two times in a person's life where the animal instinct naturally kicks in. And one is when their movement is restricted all day, every day. Once your movement is restricted 24 hours out of the day, your animal instincts will kick in because you're going to excrete waste where you at. You're going to do just about everything. You're going to fall asleep in your own mess. You're going to rise in your own mess. You're going to do what you have to do. You may end up eating it. You may go insane where you end up being corpophilic. You understand me? These things do happen when you are what? When you are restricted 24/7. So if it's in a small space that you are, your body naturally has to let out waste and stuff like that. So you are going to do it. The other time in your life when your animal instinct kicks in is when you hand over total control of yourself to someone else. They're not going to see you as something worth protecting at some point. They're going to be abusive. They're going to, love you this moment, hate you the next, abuse you this moment, treat you gently the next. It's going to happen, especially if the person has substances that they rely on or they abuse in order to feel good, to have that feel good moment. And here there's a situation wherein she's saying that he gave her cocaine, he gave her Molly, I think it's cocaine. Oh God, MH whatever drug that is. I think that's a date rape drug. And GB, whatever, some other drug that they take that's for numbing and stuff like that. And, you know, she was describing how each of them made her feel when she takes them and stuff. And I'm looking into it, and the prosecutor is asking her, why did you do it? Why did you take it? And she was like, her goal was to please him. She didn't want to, she was in fear of him, how he would react if she said no or if she didn't want to. And I'm like, at no point in time you consider, over many years, more than 10 years, at no point in time do you consider that, let me just stop, let me know. There must be some bodyguard, there must be some law enforcement officer, there must be someone out there who is not willing to take his money. And you can make a report of this, you can move on from this. This is just bizarre. This is bizarre. That's all I'm saying. It's bizarre. I can't fathom someone staying with someone doing those kind of things. I mean, the girl is reporting how at some point, even 4 times out of the week, he would hire these sex guys, sex workers to come in and have sex with her. So sometimes 4 different persons you're having sex with in the week, and it's being paid for. He's watching, he's masturbating in another room and all these type of things. Both of you are masturbating in front of the sex worker and all. These are strange men. The guy is ejaculating inside of you and he wants it, and you are willfully doing these type of things. Do you fact check if the guy have HIV, if he have any STD, any of these type of things? All caution go out the window. Now I know that there are couples out there who have their swinger party, and they will have these type of people come in and they have these type of lifestyle. But when someone is constantly hiring someone else for you to go out with, for you to lie with, and they are doing this in front of you, and you have to take drugs, you have to do this, you have to be inebriated at all times. This is someone who is not thinking about you. This is someone who is actually thinking about themselves. Not even so much, because they are taking drugs just the same. So when I look into it, I'm like, whoa. Just wow. Like, girl, are you okay? Are you actually okay? Because at some point you must say that, no, this is too much. No, I will not. This is too much. And you willfully did all of this. You willfully did all of this. You're saying that, no, you didn't because of this, and because after many years, girl, at some point in time, this is just gross. Like the details of it, like how do you, like I'm trying to, excuse me guys, I'm flabbergasted. And besides myself, like how do you fathom having to have sex, someone hire you to have sex with 4 different persons in the week, and these people are well endowed people with an extremely large penis, and you have to be taking painkillers and all of these type of things in order to manage it, and then the guys have to ejaculate in you, and then he is sucking out the ejaculation out of you and rubbing it on the nipple. Like, guys, this is what's taking place. She speak of these type of things that was happening. I told you, when she filed that lawsuit and it's 30 million and he settled it, I said somewhere, somehow, she's not going to keep that 30 million. Somewhere, somehow, because I'm not seeing a person that's completely innocent. She was innocent, yes, because he has no right to put his hands on her. So in that part, I can totally agree with her being innocent, but the whole entire thing that's taking place, that kind of debauchery that's taking place inside the relationship when it comes to freak off and sex shows and this and all of that. You girl, you were a willful participant. You willfully participated in the madness. Because that what you're describing in court is actually madness. But as I said, I could understand if you came out and said, I was Diddy's prostitute. At some point, one point I was his girlfriend, the other minute I was a prostitute and I was hired to do these things. You're allowing someone to urinate in your mouth. There's something called hepatitis. You know, you get that. I mean, it destroys the liver. At no point in time are you thinking about your health. You're concerned that, listen, this is too much for me. I can't do this. No, I have to stop. No, sir. No, Diddy. And you know, I mean, and this is why I say it's extremely important for young girls. This is why this video, the last video that I did, which is currently being uploaded right now, is why I say you have to enjoy being in love with yourself. Because if you don't enjoy being in love with yourself, your self-esteem is going to be heavily relying on people's opinion of you, what they think of you, and because of such, you will start taking money to do just about anything in the book. And what I just described is not in the book. That's actually out of, it's a book being written right now, and somebody's going to put it in it. Because it is as disturbing as it gets. It is as disturbing as it gets. What happened to her self-esteem? What happened to her morals? I remember when she did, Young Jock, did an interview, and he was talking about how she came about shaving her head. And it's like Diddy, they were at a party and a girl came down. There was a white girl who came down and her head was shaved. And she looked so exotic to Diddy. He was like staring in awe, like it's a Sistine Chapel and stuff. And then he came and said to Cassie, yo, I want you to shave your head tomorrow. And she shaved it. And Jock asked her, you know, why you do it? And she said, well, it's Diddy. Diddy likes it. So it's, to me, she's describing a role that she was willing to play. She was willing to play a subservient role that hands over total submission to an individual. Or no, she hands over herself in submission, to an individual. And so he has total dominance over her. So if he wanted to pee on her this minute, he could very well do it. If he wanted to hire someone to urinate on her, urinate in her mouth, she would do it. Because that's what she was getting so much money for. I remember watching Jaguar Wright being interviewed, and Jaguar Wright saying Cassie was getting $250,000 per month. Now, $250,000 US monthly is a lot of money. But let's say you are nasty. You're nasty. And you're willing to subject yourself to something like that. $250,000 this month, and then $250,000 the other month. That's $500,000. That's enough to get you something decent in the United States. That's enough to get you something decent in the United States, providing that you also invest some of the money. So what was the issue? The issue is that she simply did not love herself. The issue is that poor self-esteem, poor upbringing. Poor self-esteem and poor upbringing. And no amount of being desirable, being attractive. You see, that's why I always tell girls out there that, listen, when guys do not like you because you're too dark-skinned, because you are 4C, or because you're not attractive, or you don't look like what they consider attractive, oftentimes it's all based on who they want to cheat on, who they want to lie to, who they want to be disloyal to, who they want to be abusive to. And here lies a perfect situation. A perfect situation. Because had it been some sort of black female out there, there would have been a time limit on it. Even if they are willing to do so much, there will be a time limit on it. They would cut. They would leave him. How can you subject yourself to so much things? Like, I'm not trying to get into it. And as a person who studies psychology and understand human thinking and stuff like that, there's some sort of empathy that I can exercise. Like I said, with the part with her being abused, that's not what I'm speaking on. I'm speaking about her being in a situation wherein she's with a master manipulator, because that's who he is. However, she allowed this to go on for too long. She hand over her self-esteem, her humanity, her decency to an individual that did not care about her. But because there's the glitz and the glamour and the $250,000, as I said, Jaguar Wright was saying, you are getting $250,000. She left and went back to collect $500,000. Diddy was willing to pay her $500,000 monthly, and she was asking, what the hell are you seeing for you to want $250,000 every month cannot hold you. You have to have $500,000 being paid. So you are seeing something the average human being is not being exposed to. And here lies this situation. You are no longer a human being, girl. You are an animal. You are reduced to a lower class animal. And I promise you, as I look into the situation with that husband, unless that guy is a gay, and she are gay or homosexual, and she's his beard, that marriage is not going to last. That marriage is not going to last. because it's just too much. It's just, and I'm not wishing bad on them, but it's a harsh reality. It's a harsh reality. And that's why I did the video and I said, girls, you have to fall in love with yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to enjoy being yourself. And you have to know hunger. You have to respect hunger and hold out, self-restraint. Because there are people out there who will pay you their money for you to do the most dehumanizing thing out there. And I tell you not to listen to these Shensia song that she's singing. I think she's singing another song about some guy to spit in her mouth. Yes, she did it after she did the Hit and Run song with Massacre. She recorded another song and saying that the guy should spit in her mouth. And there lies, Aishana used to do some other degrading songs out there. Then you have Jada Kingdom with the nasty songs that she's doing and stuff like that. She want guy to come in her face and all these type of things that these people are singing. Just because you as female artists are willing to degrade yourself for men, I don't think that it is right for you to go out there, because your fan base are young teenage girls who are of impressionable age. And I don't think it is appropriate for you to be recording these songs. And I know a lot of these songs are being written by men. And these men are as nasty and low life as it gets. That's why a lot of you guys end up with daughters who end up in porn or end up being in abusive relationship, because what you put out there in the atmosphere, you might not say it on a mic. You might be the songwriter. You are writing these type of song based on your nasty low life degrading desires that you have. You give it to the female artist to perform, to record and to perform. And so it goes out into the world where other teenage girls believe that, oh, in order for me, this guy to accept me for who I am, I need to do this to him. I need to do this. I need to allow him to do this to me, do that to me, and all of these type of things. And it goes on and on and on until you lose your pride, your decency. And that's why so many of them come on the internet and disgracing themselves and always in fuss and fight and quarrel and all sort of social media diatribe because of these things. And I tell a lot of you, have to just stop listening to a lot of these female artists, because a lot of them are just prostitute, porn stars, are trash. A lot of them are just trash. And that's the harsh reality. A lot of them are just trash. They are wasted biomass that walking upright with their face turned to the sun. That's what they are. They are wasted biomass. And so are these male artists. A lot of them. Yeah, 1 or 2 moments you will listen to the garbage. Yes, you will listen it because it's out there already and you will listen it. But do not apply it to your daily life. Do not make it a gospel. Do not make it something that is religious where you have to listen to it every day. You understand? In an idle moment or something, or you're going through a rough patch and you just listen to it because it's needed, because sometimes it takes a lot of stress off your mind. So you will listen to it. But when it comes to being dehumanized and being degraded, you understand me, and have to subject yourself, and you must be proud of it as a woman, that's when we draw the line. You cannot be promoting or supporting people being proud Jezebel or people being proud whore and people being proud this and proud that. No man is going to respect you, especially if you did not respect yourself to begin with. You will never get a guy to respect you, and you will wonder and say, oh, is this and is that. No, you are this and you are that. You are the problem. You are the problem. So if Miss Cassie had any form of respect for herself, yes, she was 18 years old at the time, being young and at an impressionable age. However, I'm wondering, where is her mother in this situation? Where's her father? Where are the people who are supposed to be in her corner to guide her? She was signed to a label at the time. I also speak on another female by the name of Liv. Liv was her friend who was a model at the time when Cassie was modeling. And Diddy came to Liv first. She looked like Cassie. Diddy came to Liv first, and Liv said no. She spoke of Jay-Z. She spoke of so many other guys who wanted to sign her, who wanted her to be a part of their music group, who wanted her to be a part of their empire. And she said no, because she was about her talent and her craft. They were about to put her as a prostitute, and she was not interested in it. She also warned Cassie. She warned Cassie, and Cassie did not listen. And here we are today, where Cassie is being disgraced just as how Diddy is being disgraced. Yes, you can go around and support her. I support her, especially the part wherein she was being physically harmed. She's a full-grown adult. He had no right, absolutely no right to be assaulting her. You understand me? He had no right to be doing that. But the part wherein you're subjecting yourself to all sorts of humiliation, embarrassment, nasty rituals, and Diddy is a Satanist. I did an entire video on bureaucracy. If you go and watch the video, you will understand where I'm coming from. These people are Satanists. Anything listen guys, you see anybody who delve in human excrement, anybody who delve in human excrement, ejaculation, blood, baby, they are Satanists. because those are key elements that is needed in order to perform any ritual. So Cassie was actually performing a ritual with Diddy without knowing. Diddy was actually performing a ritual. Maybe he didn't tell Cassie, but he actually is. Especially the fact that they're taking drugs. Drug induction is all of that. It's a part of it. It's a part of it. You understand? So he's a Satanist, and this is what Satanists do. So when I speak on not being able to fathom all the things that were taking place, yes. If they are Satanists, then you can fathom, because that's where the understanding will come from. These are the things that they do. And Diddy is a Satanist, and that's why he was participating in these things. So now you know. If you are not the type of person who believe in hard work, who believe in dedication, and believe that you must always cut corners, or you must always get something done the easier way, then this is what you're going to subject yourself to. This is what's going to come after you. And I spoke about it some other time, that there are a group of men out there, I will not say their name, they do not believe in lying with exotic women. Not that I'm demonizing exotic women, but according to them, their manifesto exotic people tend to have a lot of ethnic blood in them. And because it's so mixed up, they are willing to do just about anything out there. You understand me? So I'm not demonizing her or anything like that, but there's a certain group of people that, based on their cultural tradition and stuff like that, they are willing to subject themselves to a lot of things that a premium bloodline individual, like a jet black or well black individual or white, perhaps would not do. But at the end of the day, she's a full-grown adult who doesn't seem to know right from wrong, who simply doesn't know yes from no. But you should be in a position wherein you're able to tell him no, because there are so many persons who are around. If you wanted to run away, you could run away. You wanted to call the cops, you could have done that. And Diddy's a very powerful man. And I've been around in the company of powerful people before, but at the end of the day, the answer was no. And I mean, it's just one. I don't even know to go left or to go right with this argument, but it being played out in court, it's not looking good on Cassie. It's sure. I mean, people are going to make her a victim, but a complete victim is not participating in something like that where there's no chain to unlock you. There's nothing out there to prove that you were in prison and you could not move. You were restricted at all time. You weren't in complete control of your body function or your body faculty. And so that's the pushback, or that's resistance that I'm having when it comes to understanding what is taking place. It's beyond my comprehension, but I understand from Diddy part, him being a Satanist. You understand me? And it's not looking good on him at all. But I'm just speaking on the situation with Cassie, and I just wish a lot of young girls will know that these type of guys do exist. They do exist. There was a girl from Montego Bay who went to a high school, the same high school as my daughter, and the two guys kidnapped her on the road. She was on the road in her school uniform, and the guys kidnapped her, and they sexually assaulted her. They forced her to perform oral sex, and they basically attacked her with a knife, and straight until she died. And she was begging for her life because one of the persons were caught, and he admitted to everything. And he spoke that the young girl was begging for her life and was asking them if they don't have daughters, and they didn't care. They STAB her to death. Because what? They were scammers. And they believe in a ritual. These are ritualistic things that they do. So this is the reason people are cautioning persons out there, especially young girls, to be extremely careful of who you go on to. You have to be careful of who you're going on to. Because you're meeting people who are channeling some energy that is not of this world. And whatever it is that these spirit or demon or whatever entity that they conjure up, give them an instruction to do, that's what they're going to do, because they believe that it's going to make them rich or maintain riches or take them to a next level of wherever it is that they believe they are going to go if they perform that. So you guys have to be extremely careful out there. Be very careful. And there's nothing else I can say. The choice and decision is entirely up to you. You're the one that's going to be. I mean, a guy can be caught and sent to prison, or you can sue him and get a lot of money. But you have the shame to live with for the rest of your life. You have the guilt to live with for the rest of your life, not them. You understand me? You have that to live with for the rest of your life. And that's why a lot of persons turn to substance abuse, because they can't fathom the reality of what they had dealing with. You understand? So you have to be careful of what you're doing. The decisions that you make now, it gravely affects you later on in life. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.